I'm Michelle.
And I'm Lisa, and this is what happens before Boca.
Hey, Lise.
Hey, Michelle.
Welcome to episode 5.
Here we are.
Holy moly.
Welcome back, everyone, or if you're just tuning in, we're happy to have you. Thank you so much for all of our viewers who DM us and send us messages. Again, they warm our hearts, and we love to hear from you. So please feel free to send recipes or funny Instagram posts or whatever you think.
Or things you think you'd want us to talk about.
Yeah, or questions that you have or follow-ups. We love getting the texts.
Yeah, the texts are incredible.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
All right, so I feel like I saved a lot of things for us to talk about on camera.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so after we've moved on from heated rivalry, and
I haven't gotten to it yet, but I promise.
God, okay. And also Tell Me Lies, which has been 4 episodes are out at the time that we are filming.
Hot and heavy.
Are you watching? Are you up to date?
I am not up to date because I'm still watching that show that we talked about last time.
So you haven't watched any yet?
No, I watched 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was very consuming, but I can do that in like one night. So I think I watched 3 in one night and 1 in the other. But then I was so bored all weekend because it was a snowstorm and I do not drive in the snow. So I felt like a prisoner.
But wasn't it beautiful?
It was
like
very pretty
winter
snow.
wonderland.
But one of my friends had suggested that I tune into Freaks and Geeks, which is like a really old show that's mostly about the 80s. And I have to say, like, it was very nostalgic.
Yeah.
And while it's probably not like the best show I've ever seen, I feel like it really brought me back to the 80s. And I really have to say, like, I miss the 80s and 90s.
I know. We were talking a little bit about this. There's so many things that I miss about just like the slower time. But once you said the Freaks and Geeks part, it reminded me of like just simpler times, like Sunday morning cartoons.
Yes, like I feel like just like a kitchen phone, like a house phone ringing, and then like you don't know who's on the other end and like who's the call for. I miss that.
Right.
I miss like the ugly haircuts.
Oh.
I think I'm going to show my ugly haircut at some point.
Oh my God.
That my mom did.
I don't know if I can. I think I would cry going back to like I had an uneven haircut once.
My mom always did haircuts. Mom, I love you, but in the name of making my hair thicker. So let's perm your hair. It'll be thicker.
Yeah.
Let's put layers in your hair while you have a perm.
Right.
It'll be thicker.
What about the highlights where they actually put a cap on you and poked? It had some holes, but if you wanted more highlights, you had to poke additional holes and pull your hair through.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean, that was a different time.
It was a different time. And like, I feel like, but I kind of like when I see those haircuts on the show or whatever, it really like, I don't know, it's like comforting. I miss shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads were a big thing, and they're coming back, so don't miss them too much. You're going to get them again.
I'm still into puffy shoulders. Like that never went out for me.
Right. But those thick shoulder pads in like blazers.
Okay, yeah.
I had a plaid blazer in Syracuse, and it had these thick shoulder pads. I'll pull out that picture. It was.
That's a good one.
I wish I still had that.
I like that. Yeah. I miss the movies that are like about the cool kids and the jocks and the nerd. Like I just love that whole genre. I feel like my friends and I used to like walk to Blockbuster and like try to like get the rated R movies, and like they were just like so good.
They were so good.
There was just something about that time and like these kind of movies. I don't know. It was like very nostalgic for me all weekend.
I was telling my kids about Blockbuster recently because obviously they never heard of it, and the idea of us having to go and rent videos.
And not just like at the snap of your finger.
Yeah, and if it wasn't in the box, how disappointed you were if it wasn't behind the box.
Yes, and it's so funny because I actually just read something this weekend that Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix and they didn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Talk about like the one that got away.
Yes.
Also the 80s, who I really miss is Casey Kasem. The 40s countdown.
That
and
was
how
good.
You waited all week for that #1 song.
And then you'd like record it on your boombox.
And you'd have to stop it in the correct place if you were making a mixtape.
Yes. I miss mixtapes.
I miss mixtapes. My husband, we were cleaning out some stuff and we found a mixtape that I made him in like 1988.
It's like so
No place to play it though.
Nowhere to play it. I know.
And you know what I also miss about the 80s? One more, The Magic Garden.
Well, I watched all those shows, like Romper Room,
Same.
Magic Garden, like all. I thought those were so good.
Did they ever say your name? Like, good morning, Michelle?
I don't know, but like, remember they had that little garden?
Yeah, the Magic Garden.
And then
the stories are here.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the story box. The stories are here.
The Great
They're all
Space
in
Coaster.
here. Yeah.
That was a good one too. 3, 2, 1 contact. Oh my God. No, I'm
And
like,
I'm Sherwood, the little squirrel that lived in the garden.
yes.
Oh my God.
That's just like nostalgia. Like I just,
Paula
I don't know.
and what was her name?
Oh, you're asking? I have no idea.
Paula and then would whistle at the end. See ya, see ya. Hope you had a real good morning.
No, I don't remember the song. Wow.
I can't whistle.
Wow, that's good.
Paula and
We'll Google it.
we'll Google.
All right, what else was your weekend?
So it kind of segues into what we're talking about today, but the Maisies, my sister-in-law and her family got a new puppy, cutest little dachshund. They're really into dachshunds. So they came over for dinner, and we spent the whole dinner talking about what they were naming this dog. And they were like, it was a throwdown. I mean, I named our two dogs. The boys didn't get any say in it. I don't think Gary got a say in it. They were fighting over the names. They had, I think it came down to Diego, Ollie, not Ali. Tracy was like, we're naming him after the fighter. It's Ollie. Like, how do you say your dog's name? Ollie.
Ollie.
And Scout was another one.
That's a good one. You didn't mention that one. I like that one too.
It's a good one. But they were fighting so much that I was like, all right, let's do like some sort of like team building thing. So we got up from the table, we sat down on the floor in a circle, we put the dog in the middle, and everybody like sent vibes to it. So whoever the dog went to was the name that it was going to get. So first it went to Tracy, and her name was Diego. And then afterwards, I think people were giving it like hand signals and like, like come.
Like cheating.
Yeah, cheating. So I think it landed on Ollie, but as of last night, still nameless.
All right.
So that was that. And the other big thing, shout out to my Jay Cuts and Halprin, got a permanent job offer out in California.
Could have been working for us, Jake.
I mean, you
could have been.
Jake, what could have been?
What could have been, but had to go to California.
He left us for the lights and stars. So
good for him. I was like kind of mad at myself this weekend because in my boredom, I went back to a little bit of online shopping.
No.
And it was bad because now I have that like shop app that like tells you.
Oh, yeah.
And then I could like see them all together and I was like, ooh. Like I got the mask, the red light mask that you told me to get.
Oh, good. That's a good one.
I got this special hair oil from Switzerland because I saw some random girl show that her hair went from like brittle to bombshell, and I was like, oh, I need that.
There we go.
That was necessary.
I want bombshell hair.
I got like Skims bras and underwear, which already came, and I really like.
But they weren't sold out?
The Skims?
Yeah. I feel like they're always sold out.
No, not
Wait, is Skims the Kardashian brand? Yeah, every time I go on, it's sold out, but maybe...
No.
I don't know.
And I got a new tote that I'm excited about because, as Lisa will attest, when I come here to film and I bring my laptop, what do I carry everything in?
This bottomless bag.
Like a Wegmans bag.
Yeah.
It's like a Wegmans shopping bag. So even though I'm sure I have totes, but so I got that Alex Mill tote.
Obsessed.
I saw Jennifer Meyer carrying it and I was like, oh, that's cute. And I forgot who it was. And then I put it in ChatGPT and it told me who it was.
Obsessed.
And Rachel had told me about it a long time ago. So
wait, is that the same one as Emily in Paris? Is that the like a bandana looking one? Or
no,
the one
that's
with the
Call Me by My Name.
Oh yeah, they're both great.
Yeah,
totes.
this one just has like the cool like hand painted name.
What color did you get?
I got a cobalt blue, almost like this color blue. I don't know, it was just good. I liked it.
Did you get your initials on it?
I got my initials on it.
In what color?
It was like a blue, like I think I got green initials.
Oh,
maybe
I love.
Yeah, it was very preppy and very cute. So I was happy with that purchase.
Oh, great. So one thing I thought about this weekend when I was looking at, it's just too much like of those influencers doing like, we talked about this, what the cool girls are wearing and everything. I'm like, oh, I'll put that in my cart, put that in my cart. There is like a thing about putting it in your cart and just like looking at
24-hour rule.
24 hours and going to sleep. And the next morning you don't have like that same desire for it.
Because that dopamine hit goes away.
Yes, yeah.
Because then half the time I buy it and then I get it and I'm like, why did I get that?
But I feel like you made purchases that are like, that tote is timeless. You'll use it forever.
Yeah,
You're
the
not
the red light lamp I felt good about.
Yeah. You want to see what Zach left me before he left for Madrid?
Sure. Oh my God.
Can you guys see this?
That is so cute.
If you're listening.
He made that for you?
Yeah. If you're listening, it's a pair of pink socks and Zach has red hair. So I feel like the colors go really well.
Yeah.
They're his face on socks.
So you won't miss him?
So I won't miss him.
That's so thoughtful.
Yeah.
He's such a good son.
Okay, so speaking of dogs and sons and phases of life, let's segue. We spelt it segue, S-E-G-W-A.
Not we, I did. Let's be honest here. Okay, and I like how Gary's editing us. Thank you, Gary.
It popped up because I was working on the computer, so we must have sat there this morning. And he's so like, he would never say, you dummies. He would just like send a very subtle text that explained the difference between segue and segue. Anyway, so our segue. So one of the luxuries of this phase of life is having more time to do as you please. You know, we have more time to travel, hence your travels this weekend coming up. We have more time for leisure and, God forbid, like lazing around and doing nothing on a snow day and not feeling guilty about it. But we finally decided that we're going to spend a little time thinking about how we want to spend our time in the future. And one of the ways we wanted to explore this week was putting our need to nurture to good use by giving back to animals. That need feels very present for both of us right now. You know, our houses are emptying out, and that whole idea of nurturing something is like, I feel like so ingrained in us. So we really thought, how can we harness this and give back at the same time? Like, who might benefit from this and our time and our presence, not just our expertise or our money. So we landed on animals.
Yeah, why I loved this one was because, look, we both sit on different boards. We volunteer in different ways. You know, you could help plan an event. You could write a check. But to me, my favorite way to volunteer is my time and like being present with whatever population we're volunteering with.
Yes.
And we're so I find that like being hands-on to me is my favorite way to volunteer for something, more so than like going to a charity ball or writing a check. Like, I like to be doing the thing.
Agree.
Right? So this was why this challenge was like, I loved it.
And we both have our own pets, which bring us tons of joy. We love them and we love spending time with them. But our pets are like basically in perpetual summer camp.
They're spoiled little dogs.
They're spoiled little dogs. They have their treats that they love. They have their toys that they love. They have their spaces that they love. They get tons of love. And they feel safe and warm. And, you know, they're our little furry friends. So we went out and we found our own furry friend. We decided to spend time with a foster dog through Paws for Peace, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and show her the time of her life. And we also visited the barn where my boys ride, and we'll talk a little bit about equine therapy. But before we tell you about these experiences, let's unpack why this feels relevant to our phase in life and how it actually helped.
Okay. All right. So, of course, we had to do a little research to figure out what is like the science, what's the neuroscience behind spending time with animals? Like, what is it really doing to our brains? What is it really doing for our mental health? So first of all, and this is probably the biggest one, is like petting an animal, being in nature lowers your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And it also increases your oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone, like the love hormone, right? So when you just sit and you pet your dog, or you pet any dog. We're sitting here and looking at Lisa's dog who's curled up on the couch.
And just her presence is like so calming.
Right. So it reduces stress, reduces anxiety. It helps with loneliness, which obviously, you know, if your kids are leaving the house and you're feeling very lonely, like having a dog there very much helps. It helps with your heart health, you know, being able to get out, move, walk the dog, like have a reason to get up in the morning, have, you know, someone to walk with. It can reduce your blood pressure. And actually, there was some science that I ran into that talked about how it actually may be proven to help with older people having their cognitive decline was slower if they had a pet.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I thought that was interesting. Like,
and and also the older population, like just to combat loneliness, right?
Yeah. So I thought those are all really important kind of, you know, just sort of science-y reasons why it's important to spend time with animals.
Right. And when you spend time with animals coupled with volunteering, it's like double income, I feel like. You're doubling the reward.
Yeah.
And for a few reasons. It activates the brain's reward center, so there's like a dopamine release, which we found it's like the helper's high, and we'll tell you about it. We definitely found that this weekend. People who volunteer regularly report a greater sense of happiness and purpose, like you're making an impact, you feel useful. It shifts the focus outwards. So this is really important for me because I think that when you sit with time, you self-ruminate and you negative self-talk, and when you are out sort of in the field volunteering, you don't really have time for that. You're so hyper-focused on like what you're doing and what your mission is, you forget about yourself a little bit, which is nice.
Love that.
Like you said, it reduces cortisol. It builds community and connection outside your social circles. I was just on a call yesterday for food insecurity, and I met people that I never would meet in my life. They were lovely women. I'm so excited to work with them, and it boosts your confidence. You feel good about yourself.
Yeah. One of my favorite charities that I worked with in the past was Comfort Zone Camp, and it's for kids who have lost parents or siblings. And you go for the entire weekend, and I would volunteer as a therapist. And that weekend, it was like no connection to the outside world. You're just so present with the kids.
You don't even have your phone.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And it's like just like being there with them, being in the moment. So that's the kind of volunteering that for me, I think gives the, like we said, the best, like it just feels the best.
Yeah.
It feels like the most rewarding. It feels like it helps the most with like the sense of purpose and meaning to me anyway.
I agree. It's like the most bang for your buck with that, sometimes without even a buck. Like it's literally selfless behavior that feels so good for yourself.
Yeah. And then we wanted to think about like, why was this important now, right? Like what about the before Boca phase like made kind of doing something like this feel so important? And I feel like, you know, first of all, it's replacing a role. Like we have all these roles that we had before, whether it was carpooler or lunch maker or bedtime doer, like, you know, all these roles are starting to dissipate. And so having a new role that, you know, if you work or you don't work, you know, having a new role that could be volunteer, you know, I think is hugely important. And I think finding that passion, finding that thing that you feel is so important and like putting your time and efforts there just feels like it makes a lot of sense for this phase of life. I think it fills like a void of what's coming next. I think a lot of us are asking like, what are we supposed to be doing with our time? And I think it definitely fills that void. I think it also creates a new identity, right? I think part of this whole challenge and where you and I have really like put a lot of our time and thought and conversation is like, how do we identify if like our main role of mom is like shrinking?
Right.
Right. And so when you find that charity, when you find that, you know, organization that feels so important to you and you put your time there, I think it really does help with identity. It sparks curiosity, purpose, and growth. And certainly I think it like is like chicken soup for the soul. Like it nourishes that emotional piece.
That's a perfect way to put it. And whether you work or, you know, you still have some little ones at home, there is like time during the week where we feel this immense pressure to be doing for our homes, our families, our husbands, our significant others. And it just takes like a brief period of time. You don't think of it as like, oh, I have to put all this time into it. Think of it like a little snapshot in your week where you just lose yourself in it. And
it's such a good way. I mean, we'll obviously get into what we did that day, but I mean, it was a work day for me. Like I went in the middle of the day.
And you found time to do it.
And I found time to do it. It was just a snippet of the day, but it was so high impact. I mean, I think that's really, and I think when you think about choosing a volunteer experience, that's really what you want to think about, is something that's going to feel so high impact for you, like to your emotions, your well-being, like your sense of like your ethical, like what feels like important to you. So I think,
and we chose animals this week. If you don't like animals or you know you're not into dogs or horses or whatever, there's like DM us. We have 1,000 ideas for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's focus why this drive to nurture is so ingrained in us. I mean, obviously, when you have kids, it's a hormonal thing. Biologically, it kicks in this internal drive. You are the protector, the provider, and it's like also a reward system. Like when you get your child to stop crying, you like high five yourself because first of all, it's quiet for 5 seconds, but also because you've accomplished something. You are this being that provides for something else. It's like incredible to me. So it triggers a reward system. We feel successful when we soothe somebody else. And also we identify as being mothers or caregivers. It's so ingrained in us that it's hard to just turn it off. I was explaining to my son Jake, who didn't want me to baby him, as he's moving off to California, like, it's just not like this light switch. You're like, okay, mother, caregiver, okay, not. Aunt, uncle, grandparent, not. They're such a part of you.
Yeah. Well, I always joke with my sister that if we are around my mom and we're eating something that's hot, she'll still be like, it's hot. Yeah. It's very, very hot. I'm like, thanks. I do eat hot foods when you are not present.
Right.
But I think it's just innate. Like, you can't help yourself but want to nurture.
You cannot help yourself.
And then I feel like when there's no place to put that sense of nurture, you feel like very empty.
Yeah.
Because you just, I don't know, like it's like a drive.
Right. So here's an idea, and I think it will help with your relationship with your kids, because we feel this need to keep saying, oh, careful, you're going to slip. Or my mom, texts the boys in the morning, it's 10 degrees today, put your coats on. They don't even own coats. So I think that it sort of takes the pressure off of them.
Yes.
And gives us a feeling of that reward that we so desire.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it's like misplaced. It's like a misplaced drive. Like,
right.
You have to put it somewhere and they don't want it. And I do think it feels very rejecting when we try to, like, it's funny, it's like my daughter's birthday coming up and she's away at school. And so I'm putting together this like whole package of things. And it's like my way of, like, because I can't be there on her birthday, like, I just want to like nurture her in some way. So I'm like trying to like put this package together that, like, it's not anything so grandiose or whatever, but it's like a small way to feel like I'm actually nurturing.
Yeah, and part of it, it's, like this feeling that you're left behind. It's like a real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same way we schlep like 6,000 packages to visiting day at camp. I mean, that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah.
But this is like simplicity at its best.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we, you we both have charities and other committees and things that we do volunteer for, and they do give us gratification. Is that the right word? Gratification? Yeah. Okay. But let's talk about...
gratifying.
Right, but let's talk about, like, why we decided to do this. Like, why we decided to, like, foster a dog for the day.
Okay, so we love this organization called Pause for Peace. We see it on Facebook. You might see it on Facebook. I cannot believe how many needy dogs there are out there. People abandon their dogs in the street. Strays mate in the street, and there's dogs living under highways. Our best friends from growing up, their nephew is a sheriff's officer in Newark and found a dog who's now called Ortley because they have a house in Ortley under like a overpass and full of lice and fleas, and they took this dog in. She's the cutest thing. She has the bluest eyes. There's so many animals in need. So we connected with our friends from Pause for Peace, and we went and met Rooney. So we volunteered to walk a dog that's in foster care right now. And this dog, I think, is particularly lucky in that it's in foster care in a home. Also lucky for us and our husbands, because we would have come home with another dog.
I think it was easier to return her because we brought her back to a house. It would have been very hard for me to bring her back to the cage.
Right.
So I was grateful for that. I mean, Lisa was like very close to caving.
So I'm still close to caving. I mean, I made the mistake of bringing Tyler, one of my boys, with us, who is just like, his disposition is so calm around animals. He wants to be a vet. He volunteers at a local veterinary hospital, and his disposition for dogs is like perfection. So we go to this house to pick up Rooney. We walk up to the door. There's like, it looked like the Wild Wild West. There was like Animal Kingdom, like 6 dogs barking in the background. We were like kind of scared. And she has a porch that leads into her home. So she kind of like scooches out from the door and opens the door, and there she has with us this adorable mixed breed 3-year-old hound who was sort of like not cowering, but definitely hiding behind
cowering.
Joan. Okay, she was cowering.
It was not what we thought. We thought we were going to walk in and she was going to be like, yay, take these. She was like, who are these women?
Yeah.
What are they doing here? I don't want to go with them.
Right. It is not when you walk in your house and your dog like greets you with like 16 toys and is like, yippee, you're home. This dog was nervous. And that's where our nurturing instincts really kicked in. We were both like got down on the ground. We're letting them, letting Rooney smell us and sort of, slowly introducing ourselves to her. And, it helped to have Tyler there because I feel like she had like an instant connection. Her eyes were like the kindest, softest eyes.
God, her eyes.
Joan walked out, Joan, the foster mother, walked out with the dog, and we were like, when Michelle's like, don't forget a towel, and I brought water, and this dog got in the car, and it was like, okay.
Right, like there were 6 hands, like petting her and trying to comfort her, and she was so chill. She just like hopped into her little seat. We buckled her in. She sat there so calm. I was like petting her the whole car because I was in the back with her. Her eyes were just like shutting. And it was like just so funny because we immediately started talking about like how our own dogs would be.
Right.
Like if I bring my dog in the car, he acts like I'm bringing him to God only knows where. Like he's panting, he's breathing heavy, he's nervous. This dog was just like,
here we go.
Here we go.
Very, very calm and not expectant. Like she said, my dog, I have like a smaller dog and then a golden retriever who you guys saw last week. And like Ruby sometimes sits on my lap in the car. It's not safe.
Yeah.
And so there's this dog just sitting there and off we go. We're like, okay, we have an adventure for you. Our first stop was Petco, where we walked inside. And it's so funny. I feel like, we know our dogs so much and we're also, like that mothering job. We're like, okay, I'm going to pick up this. I'm going to pick up that. And we know our dogs love pull toys. They love balls. They love treats. Like this dog, we were sort of trying to get to know. And also, this wasn't a spoiled, entitled dog. This dog was like bare bones. Like
it was like almost like she didn't know how to play with toys.
She almost
like we were giving
know how
her
to bite a bone.
Like my dog would have been pulling all the toys off the shelf, thinking I'm going to get all of these. This dog, we were like handing her bones and pull toys and things, and she was just smelling them. Like she didn't know what am I supposed to do with this, which also I think broke our hearts and made us feel sad because she didn't.
Dog without a home.
I know, that was hard.
So off we go, and don't worry, we didn't completely lose our ability to spoil because we left there with a bag full of treats, including a Lammy. And we get back in the car, and our next stop, Tyler's in the back now, and he's trying to hand Rooney. We're like, try this, try that. And Rooney, like, she didn't need a lot.
No.
It was just
tried,
like,
she nibbled a little bit on the bully stick.
Yeah.
Which, again, like, we were like, maybe she'll be, like, nasty if we give her the bully stick, and she won't want to get... No, she was totally calm and chill, and she would chew on it a little bit, and then, like, let it go.
And she laid her kepi on, like, the back of the seat and just sort of sat there and, like, looked around, like, totally not expecting anything. So our next stop was a snowy walk, which was super fun.
Brutally cold.
Brutally cold, but also very telling because at one point I sort of came up upon her from behind and she definitely was like skittish for a second.
She's startled, yeah.
Yeah. So we take for granted, like we have our kids, our pets, they're spoiled. We take for granted like the little things that you have to be careful about. But it led us back to like also like getting to know like our babies.
Yeah, totally. So we took her for the snowy walk and then we went to Starbucks and we got her a pup cup. And so we brought her actually back to my office because we didn't want to bring her home to our houses with our other dogs. We brought her to my office and we like invited her up onto the couch, which I think she was like, am I allowed to do this?
Second.
Like she was,
I'm not allowed to do this.
Yeah, and we gave her the pup cup, which she devoured. And then she fell asleep on my lap.
Oh my God, she fell asleep on Michelle's lap and she was so peaceful and all you wanted to do was like hug her. And I mean, like I'm getting like a little bit emotional because she not that she lacks love. I mean, Joan is great, but you could tell this was like an abandoned dog. She wasn't used to it. She wasn't expecting
Well, she
it.
had a family, and that family then surrendered her.
Yes.
We're not exactly sure why. I think it sounded like maybe she was skittish with their grandchildren, perhaps.
Yeah, it sounded like that. There was like a few stories, but I think maybe that's like what it comes down to.
Yeah. And that's when Tyler's campaign really kicked in.
I mean, kicked in like you would not believe. I mean, I don't know. You would think it was like he wanted like a Maserati. He was focused. He still is focused.
I mean, I was like joining the bandwagon with him because I was like, ooh,
yeah.
I like if Lisa gets this dog, then I can come see it every week. Like,
I know.
You know, you start to immediately get an attachment. And,
Yes.
you know, again, we were doing this, we're trying to volunteer, trying to spend time, not necessarily just like bringing in more pets to our home. But you could see, like, if you wanted to walk a foster dog that was in foster care or at a shelter, you could walk the same dog every
Yes.
week. Like, we're trying to
Yeah.
convince Tyler, like, he could go back every
Oh,
week.
trust me, we're going back on Sunday.
Right. He could make it his mission
Right.
to, you know, try to help get her adopted if you don't end up taking her home.
Right.
So, like, you know, I do think there is, you know, room to just try to not get attached. But I think for people who are animal lovers, that should be a precaution.
Precaution.
Because you do get attached.
And also, you don't need to take them to Petco and for a pup cup.
No.
You know, we were filming a lot of content because our mission at the end of this is to get Rooney adopted or at least placed in another foster home. Joan has a lot of dogs that are looking for another foster home for Rooney. There's tons of dogs on their site. If you or you know anybody or you have a friend or a relative that wants a dog, please reach out to them.
Let's play the clip that we made.
Yes. Oh, play the clip, please. Please,
Yeah.
please. Hi, everyone. It's Lisa and Michelle and our new friend Rooney, who is up for adoption from Peace for Paws. And she's a 3-year-old mixed breed. She's really, really sweet.
I mean, we've been hanging with her all day. She is so calm, so sweet, so gentle, just delicious.
And we love her. So she's best with families that don't have small kids, and she really needs a home. She's in a foster right now, and we're really trying to get her adopted. So if you can, reach out, DM us, or reach out to Peace for Paws. We'll post the information. We got her a pup cup that
pup cup?
we'll see if she likes.
Oh,
she likes it.
Yeah,
What a
good
baby.
girl. She is really delicious. Good on the leash. She seems to be housebroken. Just so calm. Good with other dogs. Delicious.
Just delicious. Adopt her today.
So we don't have to.
Because we might. And if you can adopt the dog, just volunteer to walk once a week. It's, you know, we all like to get out. We all love to
Yeah,
walk.
like we definitely
Just take
would
the
not
dog
have
with you.
walked in that kind
Yes.
of weather.
Yeah.
Even if you just want to take the dog in, like, just to have somebody to watch a movie with for the afternoon. Like, I know my daughter, where she goes to school, they can do adopt a dog for a day or like foster a dog
Right.
for a day. And I think her and her friends were going to do that in
She
the
would
next couple
love
of weeks.
that.
Right, because I just think it's like, especially if you're at school and you miss your dog and you don't get a lot of, you know, animal time at school, like it's a great thing for college students to do too.
It's a really sweet hour of your time. It's so rewarding. Trust us, you will love it.
Yeah.
You
So-
will love it.
Yeah, let's talk about the barn.
So let's talk about the barn. So the barn, you know, we won't talk too much about horses. I feel like we've been talking a lot about like horses lately.
Yeah.
It's just like such part of my life, but this could be any animal. This is just two things that, you know, like we
Yeah.
love. So the barn itself is like emotional regulation. The routine of going there, you can't drive quickly, you can't move quickly, you can't run, you can't shout. You know, those things don't work at a barn. And there's also a sense of rhythm at a barn. Like there's responsibility, there's things to be done, and they're important. There's feeding, there's grooming, there's caring. And again, interrupts rumination and mental overload. You are immediately at peace when you pull into that parking lot. The dirt kicks up a little bit and you feel like you're lost in time. So let's talk about horses a little bit. For many people, horses create safety without conversation. I know this happens with my boys. There's a connection. It's almost a demand. There's comfort without explanation. There's trust without words. It's very powerful. And I think that you can understand why equine therapy works so well. So being around a horse immediately slows you down because they operate in real time. You can't rush around them. So your nervous system has no choice but to meet them where they are. And there's very specific studies that were done. This is physiological. This is not woo-woo. They feel it before you speak. So their heart beats in a very rhythmic heartbeat and creates a biological cue for regulation for themselves, and it's passed on to you. And so humans begin to mirror that regulation. So it immediately lowers your cortisol and it calms the nervous system. This is not metaphorical, this is physiological, and that's why riders are so in tune with their horses.
I could totally see that.
You can see it.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because obviously I'm not a horse person, and like I said, I've really only been around your horses. And, you know, as someone who's not used to their presence, they're so big, they're so grand. They are intimidating at first. When we met colorless,
Colorful.
colorful.
Colorless she was in an he was in fun fact, he was Chris Rock's horse first, his daughter's horse, and he was in an anthropology ed.
And he's beautiful.
Colorful
makes a lot more sense than colorless.
Colorful, like, you tell your experience because I see him every day. Immediately when you walk in.
But what I liked was he was in the stable. Right? Like we saw the other horse and he was out on the prairie and that was a little more intimidating. The prairie. What's it called? The field? What do you call it? The ring?
He's like corralled in his little area. He's out on the prairie.
In the fields, in the open wilderness.
Jess is going to love that one.
But anyway, I felt like when he was in the stable, it was less intimidating. He was so friendly, like came right up. The minute I started petting him and seeing that his reaction was just to stand there and let me pet him and let me be close to him and feed him a treat or whatever, like then I started to calm down.
Yes.
The initial feeling of like intimidation was, I would say, what happened first, but it's also like awe. Like I'm so comfortable around dogs. It doesn't matter if it's a pit bull or a German Shepherd. Like I assume dogs are friendly and I can just sort of like lend my energy to a dog. With a horse, I had no expectation of how this animal, like you seemed so calm. So I was
well,
like,
you're not automatically around it.
Yes, it was
so interesting.
It elicited new feelings, like different kind of feelings than being around dogs.
Right. And interestingly enough, horses are used, equine therapy is like a real thing that's used with children with special needs, adults with special needs, vets. That part is fascinating to me. Post-traumatic stress disorder, as we all know, changes your life. And they use horses because you learn to stay calm, steady, and clear, and that helps you. And in turn, it changes the environment for you. So people who go for equine therapy, once they relax around the horse and they're taught these things and the horse reacts to what it senses in you, it transfers directly into everyday life. So they take what they learn in therapy and bring it forward. It's very calming, it's very peaceful, and it really is life-changing.
I could say it. I could say it. And I just like the whole idea of being at the barn. I felt like we were at Yellowstone.
Yes.
And we were like in Tennessee or something, even though we were really local.
Yeah. So if you ever want to visit the barn, reach out, DM. You're more than welcome to.
All right, so let's talk about how we felt during and after. We'll stick with Rooney for now. I really had such like a feeling of like peace and calm. Like I felt like we were also in this bubble of just like presence with each other and with the dog. It was like almost like nothing else was going on for the day. Our whole focus was on her.
We weren't looking at our phones. We weren't thinking about like our shopping list. We were focused in.
We were focused in. I mean, obviously, you know, it was a little sad.
Yes.
Like I felt a little teary as we dropped her back off, and I was trying to contain myself because of Tyler's really like growing need to have her. And I was like, oh God, if I start to cry, you know, because, you know, afterwards it's like the remnants. Like I went back to my office to see more patients, and like her hair, because she sheds, was a little bit on my couch. And I was like, it's like almost like seeing my daughter's like clothes in the hamper after she leaves her school.
100%.
It was like a trail of her
bed before you like clean up their room.
Right. Like there was like a trail of her, and it made me feel like a pang. And then when I went home to see my own dog, and he was like sniffing me like crazy, like, where have you been, cheating on me all day? You know, it was just like, there was like a little bit of an empty feeling, but I would say for the most part, it had like filled me up for the day.
And you said Ollie was like more mushy with you.
Yes, he wouldn't leave my side the whole night.
He must have sensed it.
I know, it's very weird.
They're so smart. So if you feel at peace around animals and you like to give back, you know, volunteer at a local shelter, volunteer to walk a dog, foster a dog, find a local barn. There's so many ways that you can volunteer around animals. Train your dog to become a service dog.
I love that. I always thought I was going to make my dog a
Yeah.
service dog, but does not have the temperament. He's just like a nervous halalia.
I know.
So I brought him to my office actually recently because I had all virtual patients. I mean, he was pacing around, looking like he was trying. I was in a 2x2 room with him, and he was like, so you have to know your dog and see if they're good like that.
Right. And this, like, sorry, everybody who treats their dog like their children, but a dog is still a dog. I feel like this is like an important part. A dog is still a dog. So I don't think that we should overuse them,
Right.
like for our own selfish reasons.
Yeah.
You know, and I took this away, especially with Rooney, that was like a real dog. You know, she wasn't our
We
child.
called her like street smart.
Yes,
She
you
was
did.
like- yeah,
she
like-
had this like street smart like swag about
Like she's
her.
seen a thing or two because she's a
Correct.
shelter dog. And like that, you know, there was just something like, I don't know.
Correct. Like I'm trying to think of a good analogy. If
Yeah.
Rooney was, you know, who's like an actor that has like street smarts?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have to put some more thought in that. We'll post one. And our dogs are like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
But you can't replace your kids with your dog, and you can't make your dog so reliant on you that every time you leave the house it feels stressed. And that's what I loved about Rooney. Like she was a real dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, she was
Yeah.
very capable. I also think too, like it reminded me of, you know, just also if you're not somebody who wants to like touch the dogs or be just like watching animals, like
Right.
bird watching. I know it's like we shouldn't be, you know, it's like feels a little granny-ish, but
Yeah.
I do think just like watching animals in nature. That's why people go on safaris. It's why,
Right.
you know, I love watching all the animal shows. I think just, you know, being surrounding yourself with wildlife, I think can feel extremely just relaxing.
And gratifying. And Cause for Peace also needs people to stuff envelopes and make posts and pick up. Yesterday I was in the city and I was like, oh, I could have picked up, they were looking for somebody to pick up supplies that people are giving away down in the financial center. Like they
Yeah.
need deliveries that don't include the animal itself. So
Yeah.
there is plenty of opportunity if you don't like to be or you're nervous to be around the animal itself. There's plenty of opportunities to
definitely.
volunteer. So we could talk about this all day, but
No, it was such a good experience. I feel like I'm really glad. I do feel like I'm somebody who probably will always own a dog, and we just actually had a good friend lose her dog
Yes,
this past
Casey, we
week.
love you.
And you know, I could cry.
I know.
It's hard. It's like, you know, when you're really a pet owner, it is hard.
the best thing about owning a dog, and there's so many best
Yeah.
things, but the worst thing about owning a dog, we've all had dogs that we've had to put down, and like if you haven't been through it,
Yeah.
please, there's
Yeah.
no words.
Yeah.
We love you, James.
Yeah. So, right. Like just spending time with the animals, giving back to the animals. If they bring you a lot of joy, I think it's just a great way to put your time in. So yeah, it was an overall A+ experience.
A+.
Definitely will do it again.
So we're into dogs, obviously, but what else are we into?
Okay, so let's say switching gears. So one of the things that I picked, which is also interesting because it's something that makes me feel very cozy, is this Lola blanket. Have you heard of this Lola blanket?
Is it the furry blanket?
The big furry,
Yes.
like almost like bubble-like blanket that was all over
Yes.
social media. Well, of course,
There you go.
sucker over here got suckered into purchasing it. But I have to say, it's a huge hit in my entire family. We all fight over this blanket. It's super cozy. It's ginormous. And on like weekends like this, when it's freezing cold out,
It's so cozy under.
it's so cozy.
You're going to be so happy to have it for the
I love it.
snowstorm on Sunday.
Love it. One thing I'm over, and this is going to be a term that I don't know if non-hockey parents know, but do you know what a chirp is?
A chirp.
So when the
No.
boys are playing hockey, they chirp each other. It's like razzing each other,
Okay.
like whatever. Like they just talk crap to each other.
Okay.
But sometimes the parents
Oh, boy.
get
Here we
into
go.
it. And I was at a hockey game this weekend, and some of the parents on the other team were just like chirping and being annoying, and then it provokes the parents on our team to say things. I'm not into this.
No parent chirping.
Do not like parent chirping. It's
Don't
like
chirp parents.
if the boys want to chirp each other, fine.
Right.
But I don't like chirpy parents.
Okay, I can get on board with that. Okay. So one thing that I'm really into, and I debated this one, but I can't let it go, is the Jennifer Fisher slide heart. Have you seen it?
Yes, it's a good one.
Oh, it's a good one. So ask for it for Valentine's Day if you're into Valentine's presents, or just buy it for yourself.
Yeah.
It is timeless. You will wear it forever. It sort of is like a little bit of a throwback to this Tiffany heart that I have. I wish I was wearing it today. Tiffany heart that I have. It's like on a cord.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the gold one that sits on the cord, and I've had it forever. If you have Tiffany, by the way, I'm wearing my well, did I lose my bracelet? I'm wearing my bracelet, or I was wearing it. Here it is. If you have Tiffany, by the way, I just read this last night. Pull out all your Sweet 16 gifts or your graduation gifts. They're worth a fortune.
Really?
For some reason, the price of Tiffany, it's like people say about Hermes bags, has skyrocketed. Vintage Tiffany jewelry. Jewelry that was probably like $100 back in the day when you bought it is now worth like 10 times that amount. So anyway, it reminds me of the Tiffany heart, but it slides on the cord so you can make it longer or shorter. We'll link it. You will love it. One thing that I'm really, really over is the apps for every light, doorbell, light switch. I mean,
What do you mean?
do you have all these apps that control
I just turn my light on and off.
Oh my God, you're so lucky. So first of all, whoever invented, Michelle said something else. Oh, the Netflix one with Blockbuster. The clap on, clap off was onto something. I feel so bad for those people. They were the precursor for these apps. They control from your phone. So you could
control it from your phone, like if you're turning your lights on and off.
Correct.
Now we're too lazy to even get up.
We're too lazy to get up. We are, I mean, it's just more stuff to remember how to do on the phone.
I'm not a fan of a smart house.
No smart houses.
Nope.
Yeah, so another thing that I'm really into is Ralph Lauren, the Polo Prep. I love it. I recently revisited his fashion show. I forget if it was Paris or Milan. Love it. I think it's such a good throwback.
Yeah.
It's comfortable. He's a genius.
Yeah, it was very on trend this season.
And I'll throw out my last over, then pass it over to you. I am over this illusion that everyone has it all figured out. Can we just get over the fact that we think like, oh, so-and-so has it all figured out. They're so lucky. No. Nobody has anything all figured out. The shit is real.
Yeah. I mean, that is a given in my household. Okay, the other thing I'm very into is my Color Science Tinted Moisturizer Sunblock.
Ooh.
So it's that sunblock that you...
Was this the one that you're always...
That's the powder.
Okay.
Which I have in my car. But the version I'm talking about is it's like when you pour it into your hand, it's white, but then when you put it on your face, it becomes like a bit of a cover-up.
Okay.
Like a foundation, but
now?
Yeah, I'm wearing it now.
Your makeup looks beautiful.
It's like makes your skin look flawless. It makes your skin look like you don't have any discoloration, but it's also really good sunblock. It's 50, so I'm very into that. And I was like very happy that when I went to the last dermatologist I went to, she was like promoting it. So I always like when I feel like I'm on the same page with my dermatologist.
Okay.
So love
I'm gonna
that.
check it out. I need that.
And then I'm really over like all the self-care that we're being like promoted to do, which is really going to segue into our next episode, which is going to be called The Fountain of Truth. And we are doing deep dives into, that's our next episode.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to be doing like a deep dive into the anti-aging industry and like what's true, what's not true. We're going to be doing some real research and
hands-on research.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. You will love it.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, everyone. Take care.
Bye.